Okay, now let us get into this evidence because we've got a lot of questions to ask and a lot of dots to connect because something is going on, right? And you all need to pay attention. Now, this evidence is coming from Al Jazeera and the date, the 25th of April, 2023. What you're not going to say is that we're making stuff up or we're spreading conspiracy theories. So let's go to our credible source. And our credible source says WHO says huge biological risk after Sudan fighters occupy lab. One of the fighting parties has seized control of the Central Public Health Laboratory in Khartoum and kicked out all of the technicians. UN officials have said that one side in the Sudan conflict has seized control of a national lab in the capital of Khartoum that holds biological material, calling it an extremely dangerous development. The announcement on Tuesday came as officials warned that more refugees could flee Sudan despite a ceasefire between rival forces. Now, let us ask some questions and connect some dots. What kind of fighters would risk their life to go and seize a public health laboratory? What kind of fighters are those? Right? Now, you need to understand, it's either these fighters are told what to do, because this is not random. They didn't just get up and accidentally take this lab over. They know exactly what they are doing. And why would those in high position place a lab like this in a country like Sudan? Why would you even place it on a continent like Africa when you know the history? Right? There is always some militia group. There's always some fighting, spilling over from one country into the next. We always hear news over the last years, couple of years about this. The instability when it comes down to Africa. Yes, parts of Africa is relatively peaceful and safe, but for how long? Now, soon or very soon, you're going to hear that there is a massive spill. The pathogen has been released and parts of Africa has been wiped out by a particular disease. You can't even make this stuff up anymore. Why would you put a lab like this in Sudan, much more Africa? You see where this is going. You see exactly where this is going. You can't make this stuff up anymore. So listen for it. Soon or very soon we're going to hear massive outbreaks of disease in parts of Africa, whether it is war-torn or peaceful, right? You're going to hear about disease outbreak and everybody must run to the WHO to get the cure. That's what's going to happen, and they're going to blame it on this militia group that took over the lab and got the specimen. It's just unbelievable. And may God have mercy on these people in Africa because they don't even know what is going to happen, right? Because this is going to spill on over big time. Listen for it. You're going to hear about a massive outbreak. You just listen for it. And they're going to tell people that in order for you to be cured, right, you need to take the WHO remedy, right? Because of this militia group that released this dangerous disease or this dangerous pathogen that causes the disease. So this is the solution. And they're going to completely blame it on the militia group and what happened in Khartoum. Absolutely sad. You can't make this thing up. These people know exactly what they are doing. Because over the last couple of months, Africans were the least to accept the candy. So if they don't accept the candy one way, they're going to find another way for them to get the candy. Wow. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. You got to give it up. You got to give it to them. They have a plan A, a plan B, a plan C, a plan D. They've crossed all their T's and they dot all their I's. They know exactly what they're doing. So Africa, you decide you don't want the candy, so we're going to fix another bowl for you. We need to seek the face of the Most High while we can. Let us pray and say, glory be to the Most High.